Part of the Daily on 100 means the world to me. Diddy's from Harlem. I'm from Harlem. That's already like damn near my uncle. He definitely know, like, of watching me grow up all the years of my grind. So I think it was more of a respect too, of really seeing me, work my way up, and I leveled up.
It all started in a way no one saw coming. Iman Shumpert, once known for his calm energy and quiet strength, suddenly found himself at the center of one of Hollywood's darkest and most shocking revelations. The man who had always stood beside Teyana Taylor, her protector, her biggest supporter, the love of her life, finally spoke. But this time, it wasn't about love. It was about pain, fear, and a truth, he says, has haunted them both for years. When Iman sat down for that interview, fans expected the usual talk: music, fatherhood, maybe his transition from basketball. But the moment he mentioned Diddy's name, the entire room went silent. His tone changed, his eyes darkened, his words carried a heavy weight that made everyone lean closer. "People think they know what happened," he said quietly, "but they have no idea what Teyana went through. She almost didn't make it." Those words hit like thunder. Almost didn't make it. What did he mean? What happened behind the scenes that Teyana never talked about? To understand that moment, we have to go way back to when Teyana Taylor was still a rising star. A young woman from Harlem carving her place in the entertainment world. Long before the fame, the fashion, and the headlines. She was just a girl with a dream and a drive that couldn't be contained. She was signed early in her career to Pharrell's label, and even then, everyone saw her spark. But the music industry can be cruel. Soon, she found herself tangled in a world she didn't fully understand. And that's when Diddy's name first entered her life. He was the king of hip-hop, a mentor figure, a man with power and connections that could change someone's career overnight. According to Iman, that's when everything started to shift. She looked up to him, Iman explained. She thought he believed in her talent, but it didn't take long before things started to feel wrong. Behind the glitz and glamour, Iman claims Teyana was dealing with something darker: late-night calls, pressure to attend private events, and whispers that made her uncomfortable. She didn't talk much about it back then. She was scared, cautious, trying to protect her career. "I remember her coming home one night," Iman said, his voice breaking. "She just sat on the couch. No words, no tears, just silence. That's when I knew something was eating her alive." At the time, no one dared to question Diddy's power. He was untouchable, the man behind countless stars, the gatekeeper to success. But in recent months, that image has started to crumble. Lawsuits, accusations, and disturbing confessions have painted a very different picture. And now, Iman's revelation adds another layer, a story of emotional and mental suffering that Teyana hid for years. As the industry started turning against Diddy, fans began revisiting old interviews, searching for clues. That's when clips of Teyana resurfaced, moments that now feel like hidden cries for help. In one interview, she was asked about her time working with Diddy. She paused before saying, "He's complicated." At the time, nobody thought much of it. But now, that pause feels heavy, almost haunting. According to Iman, it reached a point where Teyana couldn't sleep. She had panic attacks, constantly watching her back. It wasn't just about business anymore. She was scared, Iman said. Not of losing her career, but of losing herself. He described nights when she would wake up shaking, saying she felt trapped, like she couldn't escape. This was during the time Iman was juggling basketball, music, and fatherhood. He tried to be her safe space, the calm in her storm, but even he admits there were moments he didn't fully understand what she was going through. She was strong, he said softly. Too strong sometimes. She carried everything alone. Then came the breaking point. According to Iman, one night Teyana was supposed to attend an exclusive industry party. The car pulled up outside, but she froze. She said, "I can't go back there," Iman recalled. "That's when I realized it wasn't anxiety, it was trauma. That night changed everything." Instead of going to the party, Teyana locked herself in a hotel room. Hours later, Iman found her crying, shaking, saying she couldn't breathe. "That's when I knew she wasn't okay," he said. "That's when I told her you don't have to keep quiet anymore." In the months that followed, Teyana started cutting ties with certain people and focusing on her own path. She stepped away from music for a while, choosing to direct, to create, to heal. Fans thought she was just taking a break from the spotlight. But now, after Iman's confession, It's clear there was much more happening behind the scenes. Iman said he spoke out because he's tired of people pretending. Everyone acts like this industry is all lights and love, he said. But behind it, there's manipulation, fear, and people in power who think they own you. Teyana almost didn't make it out. As the clip of Iman's interview spread online, fans were stunned. Many started connecting the dots: her emotional performances, her sudden retirement, her cryptic posts. Now it all made sense. One fan wrote, "She was trying to tell us without saying it, but with Iman's words came consequences." Within hours, people close to Diddy denied the claims, calling them baseless, yet Iman didn't back down. "I have no reason to lie," he said in a follow-up statement. "I watched what it did to her. I saw the nights she couldn't breathe. I'm not here for clout. I'm here for truth." That statement shook the internet. Celebrities started liking and sharing supportive posts for Teyana. Some even hinted that they had their own stories, but were too afraid to speak. The silence around Diddy's behavior was finally cracking. Meanwhile, Teyana herself stayed quiet, at least publicly. She didn't post, didn't confirm or deny. But insiders said she felt relieved that the truth was finally being told. One source close to her said, "Tay never wanted to expose anyone. She just wanted peace." But Iman felt she deserved justice. As days passed, the world began to look at Teyana's career differently. Her songs, once seen as fierce and empowering, now felt layered with pain. Lyrics about strength, freedom, and survival took on new meaning. She had been fighting her demons through her art, one fan tweeted. "Now we finally understand what she was up against, even with the truth out." Iman admitted that the scars remained. "Healing doesn't mean forgetting," he said. "She still has moments where she shuts down. There are songs she can't listen to, faces she can't see, places she can't go back to." In one of the most emotional moments of his interview, Iman said, "There was a time I thought I was going to lose her, not to another man, but to the darkness that came from that world. But she fought back. She's still here because she refused to let that pain define her." That's what makes this story powerful. It's not just about betrayal or secrets, it's about survival. About a woman who was once broken but chose to rebuild herself. About a husband who refused to stay silent when silence was easier. And about an industry finally being forced to face its shadows. As the video spread like wildfire, public reaction was immediate and intense. People demanded investigations, accountability, and justice. For years, Diddy was seen as untouchable, a powerful mogul surrounded by wealth, fame, and influence. But now, that image was beginning to crumble. One revelation after another exposed a darker side of the empire, a world built on control, fear, and silence. Iman's voice joined a growing wave of people finally brave enough to speak up. Fans were shocked. How could someone who built so many careers also be at the center of such disturbing allegations? But Iman's words carried even more weight. He didn't just speak out, he hinted that there was still more left unsaid. "There are things even I can't say yet," he admitted, his voice heavy with emotion. That one sentence changed everything. It suggested that what the world knows is only the beginning. "When the full truth comes out," he said, "people will finally understand why she vanished from the spotlight and what she had to survive just to still be here." The look in his eyes said it all. Pain, love, protection, regret. It wasn't revenge, it was truth. The voice of a man who had watched the woman he loved fight a silent war. In the end, Teyana's story isn't just a warning about fame, it's a lesson about strength. She faced the kind of darkness that breaks people, yet she's still standing, still creating, still raising her children, still living life on her own terms. And while Iman's confession has shaken the industry, it's also given people something rare: truth in a world built on illusion. Fans now look at Teyana not just as an artist, but as a survivor. And Iman, once simply her husband, is now seen as the man who had the courage to finally say what others wouldn't. The world may never know every detail of what happened between Teyana, Diddy, and the forces that almost destroyed her. But one thing is clear: she's no longer hiding. She's healing. And Iman has made it known that as long as he's alive, no one will ever silence her story again. Because in the end, truth always finds a way out, even in Hollywood.